I'm an interviewer for the Public Library of Cincinnati and Hamilton County.
Yes, sir.
And today I'm interviewing Adlia Bramel.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking on the 25th of January 2007 at the main library, right?
Yes, sir.
Downtown Cincinnati. Our camera operator today is Dennis Daly of the Public Library, a historian. And also present today is your son.
Yes, sir.
And my daughter is sitting over there, just kind of sitting in today with us.
That's all right.
So, tell me, in 1925, where were you born?
Covington, Kentucky.
Covington, Kentucky. Old Kentucky boy, huh?
Yes, sir.
How about that? Well, Adlia, when you started moving into the world and going to, where did you first go to school?
6th District here in Covington.
Okay.
Then I moved to the 7th District. That's called Peaselburg.
I never heard of that.
And Peaselburg. I don't know, anything above 20th Street was Peaselburg.
Well, for heaven's sake.
That's all I know about it.
I'll be darned. And this was, what, first through the 8th grade?
Now I went first to the 3rd at 6th District,
Okay.
then I moved to the 7th District, 4th through 6th.
4th through 6th.
Then I went to junior high at Holmes High School,
Oh, yeah.
in the 7th through the 9th,
Mhm.
but I quit in the 9th grade.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, but I just had so many activities. I had an inquiry route and all that stuff.
Sure.
God damn, I just working outside and making money, and so I
How much of
prefer to go that way.
a family did you have when you growing up? You had brothers and sisters and
Yes, sir. I had 3 sisters and 2 brothers.
okay.
Both of them served in World War II.
Uh-huh.
And then when they got to me, my mother said I was going to join the Navy
Mhm.
at an earlier stage of my life. Then I was going to join the Navy with a friend of mine next door. And my mother said, no, I got 2 sons in the war, so you just wait till you get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to wait.
Okay. So during that, while you were waiting, what, till you were 18, was that it when you were drafted?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When this out, I got out, I was supposed to graduate in June of '43, so they waited till we graduated, and then we had to sign up for the draft.
Right, right. But you, up till that time, you were doing jobs.
Yeah, I had a good inquiry route, and
Sure,
just doing odd jobs.
sure.
I was making pretty good money, so what the hell, I want that route.
Well, that's
I
interesting.
should have stuck it out, but
Sure.
I was doing good, and I was doing average in
Uh-huh.
classes and stuff. I
Understand.
was doing real well.
Well, that's.
The only thing I never made was a football team.
Did you try out for it?
Yeah,
What was this, Holmes High?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Well, I want to know more about your life up to that point. Your brothers were older than you,
Yes, sir.
and so they were in the war, and you were still here.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear from them off and on, and keep in
I
touch?
heard from my brother in the Navy occasionally. He'd write my mother.
Okay,
He kept her informed.
sure.
What he could say, you know.
V-mail and all that kind of stuff, yeah. I know what you're talking about, Well, now how about your dad? What did your dad do?
He was a railroad engineer.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
boy. On the L&N or what?
Yes, sir.
No kidding. I'll be darned. Well, that's interesting too, I should say. A lot of stories come onto the railroaders, my goodness. I'll bet you could tell some tales.
Oh, man.
Did you have any aspiration to go work for the railroad?
No, I got hooked up with my brother-in-law after the war. And they just get hooked up with him, and I spent 50 years with him.
Okay, all right, well, we'll get into that. Now, so along came the time that your number came up in the draft,
Yes, sir.
and what happened then?
With the Great Lakes Naval Station in Illinois.
Right,
We spent 8 weeks up there. Then I come back. I come home on leave, you know, from that. Then I went to Bremerton, Washington.
Oh, you
Big
did?
naval base up there.
yeah, right, big base.
Yes, sir. And they could do major ship repairs up there.
Right. So you saw battleships and cruisers and
Oh,
destroyers and
man.
everything, huh?
Everything.
I'll bet that was interesting.
We had 3 of them old battleships in our fleet. The ones they salvaged at Pearl Harbor,
Right,
West Virginia. I think one of them was in New Mexico, because I knew the neighbor of mine, he was on the New Mexico.
oh yeah,
And we got together there in Honolulu. And when I was in Honolulu, I met a civilian that never got drafted, but he got a job over in Honolulu in the shipyards.
oh yes.
Yeah, and I just happened to run into him on one of them landing craft. They
Mhm.
took you from the island over to the mainland.
Right, right. Well, that's interesting. While you were in Bremerton at the Naval Yard there,
Yeah,
what was your duty?
I used to work on the fruit farms and vegetable farms around there.
Oh, you did?
They let you go out and work on them farms on your days. You never had no duties.
Mm-hmm.
3 on and 3 off and 1 on, I think it was.
Right.
So we could go work on them fruit farms and vegetable farms.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a big farming area. up
Oh,
there.
yeah, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's see. Then we went up, and then we went up in the mountains and loaded ammunition dumps up there.
Oh, really?
The
Uh-huh.
arsenals,
Yes.
we'd load shells in them.
How about that?
And that was one of my duties. And
Was that sort of dangerous work?
that was, you know, no smoking, a hazardous area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Right. The smoking lamp is out.
Yeah.
Flying Baker, what we used to we were saying,
No.
Flying Baker.
No.
Flying Baker means flying the red flag, which was a dangerous flag.
Don't light that cigarette.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well then, okay, so then you got over to, what kind of a ship did you go to Pearl Harbor on?
Let's see. I went to, before we went there, we put the shipping commission.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we,
Was that a landing craft, or what kind of ship was that?
this was a carrier.
Oh, a carrier?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh boy.
One of them little light carriers.
Oh, sure, one of the baby flat tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some service.
Well,
on.
used for invasions and stuff
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
Give them ground cover.
Yeah.
stay ahead of troops and lay that
Right,
ground fire.
absolutely. Probably built by the Kaiser Corporation.
That was it.
Kaiser. And you know, where those were built were at Vancouver, Washington, there on the Columbia River. That's right. Well, I was probably, you don't remember the name of the ship?
The Midway.
Oh, the Midway.
That was the original name of it.
Yes.
Then they took the name off of the Midway and put it on this supercarrier.
Right.
They call them new ones. And they took the name off of it, and then they changed the name of our ship before we hit the Philippines.
Right.
And then one old sailor, he's been in the Navy for years, he says, "Boy, I'm glad I'm getting transferred." He says, "This ship ain't gonna have nothing but bad luck."
Oh. Well, I know what ship it was. It was the St. Lo.
Yeah.
That was a sister ship of my ship, the Cullinan. I was on the Cullinan Bay.
You let him back?
How about that? I saw the St. Lo sunk. Were you aboard her when she was sunk?
Oh, yes, sir.
You were?
Yeah.
Talk about, how about that for connections? I saw your ship blow sky high and I saw her sunk.
Yeah.
We were only about 2 miles away from you.
Oh, you was in that fleet.
Yeah,
Hey.
absolutely. Taffy 3.
Taffy 3, that's
You
it.
got it. How about that?
We was fourth ship in Taffy 3, I think.
Taffy 3. That was the nickname of our task group.
Yeah.
We had the St. Lo, had the Cullinan Bay, had the Kitkin Bay, had the Fanshawe Bay. The Gambier Bay had been sunk early that morning.
6 of them.
6 of them.
Yeah.
6 of them in
Yeah.
the task group. You got it.
Man.
Well, how about that? How about that? And we're survivors.
Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. That's truly amazing. I have never met, you're the first man that I have ever met who served on the St. Lo. Well, when you said the baby flat top and that she was named the Midway first, I knew exactly what you were talking about. Well, now listen, tell us about your experience that day, the 25th of October, 1944.
I was on bridge watch, and then they got communications somewhere along the line. One of these pilots up doing screening, air support.
Right.
They send them up every morning.
Sure.
And one of them said, "We don't see nothing but pagoda's mask."
Yep. Pagoda mask. We knew what that was right away. Oh, brother.
And we got surrounded by them, and this cruiser was coming down on our starboard quarter. And then we switched from anti-aircraft shells to armor piercing. We was going to fire that cruiser, but somehow, I don't know, there's so much stuff going on.
Well, one of the problems was with those baby flat tops, all we had was that 5-inch gun on the fantail.
Yeah, that's legit.
And that was the only big gun that we had, and that was like a pea shooter compared to those battleships.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Just surrounded us with them shells.
Yeah.
And God darn, we was lucky,
Yeah.
We got through that bombardment.
Well, when the ship sank, you went into the water.
Yeah.
And you had your Mae West on, or your life jacket?
I had one of them old ones.
Oh, yeah,
The old Mae West.
Oh, those were...
Kept your neck straight up and...
Yeah.
Got a collar come around your neck. And
very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
Yeah. But they was a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah. Now, did you get into a raft?
No, no, I just swam and swam and swam. About 6 or 8 hours, something like that. I don't know
In the water.
what the period was, but this DE,
Okay,
Dennis,
sure. That was
405.
That was one of our ships in our Taffy 3.
Yeah,
DE is a destroyer escort, which is
yeah.
similar to a destroyer but smaller.
I seen them over there and I started hollering, you know, just raising heck.
Wow.
I just, hey man, you see me?
Uh-huh.
You know, I was waving and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And then they finally come alongside of me and had this net over, cargo net, throw it over the side so we could hoist up it. And God darn it, man, I made it up there and I just fell flat on the deck.
Yeah.
God darn it, I never know that take that much strength out of you, but
Well,
damn,
yeah.
I was
but
in
you
that
did-
water about 6 or 8 hours and
Oh, wow.
damn, I just fell and crawled over the bulkhead and finally raised myself up and leaned back against the bulkhead and I just,
Oh, man. I'll say, what a relief. Now, were you in oily water?
no, I've never had no oil or
Oh,
nothing around.
You were lucky for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the San Lo, as I remember it, because I saw the Japanese plane that set the bomb down the after elevator,
Yeah,
and I have a photo showing that after elevator way up in the air. Remember that? And of
yeah, he
course,
just dove right into it.
go right into
God
that open
darn it.
elevator and blew the thing all the
It's
way.
like he's in a landing pattern. you
Yeah,
know?
right.
God darn it. Man, I don't know.
Yo. Well, now, were you wounded in any way?
No. I was lucky there. I was
Yeah.
forward.
So
I was on them gun shells, gun mounts forward.
Okay,
40 millimeter.
40 millimeter, right?
Yeah, they
And-
were forward.
Okay, so when the explosion took place on the ship and she started to sink, what was your first move?
I don't know. We secured from general quarters, I think.
Did you
When
jump
the
into
Jap was quartered off, and then this dude, I don't know how he fit in the pattern, but he fit in there somewhere, and he flew in below the island, you know, so the radar couldn't pick him up.
Right,
They had that island behind him,
yeah.
and damn it, then all of a sudden he slammed right into her. God darn it. God, to a mighty.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Did you jump into the water, drop into the water?
I remember that thing, use that lifeline. It said,
Okay.
don't jump or dive in the water, just
No.
go down this lifeline. Because
Exactly.
it'll lower you into the water,
Yeah,
and then you ain't hit no debris or nothing.
that's right, that's right.
With
Well,
the
that-
impact, you know.
Sure, and you were well trained on that and know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah,
Well, that is something,
them lifelines were right there in that gun tab,
right,
right alongside of that lookout platform.
yeah. Well, that's just amazing. I had binoculars, I was up on the bridge with the air officer, and I was watching this whole thing take place. I may have seen you go down the side, I didn't, because I remember seeing fellas going down the lines over the side, over the bow.
I remember that.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Just go for that one lifeline, because you can lower yourself into the
Sure.
water.
What was the water like when you hit it? Was it cold or was it warm?
Temperature was 80 degrees.
80 degrees, yeah
Yeah.
boy.
Temperature
Tropical
of
water,
water.
tropical
Yeah.
waters. Isn't that something? You had all your clothes on,
Yeah, I had,
your dungarees and...
yeah, I had my dungarees, work clothes on.
Sure, sure. Well, isn't that something? So there you were in the water for 6 to 8 hours before they
Yeah.
finally found you.
Something like that.
How about shipmates with you in the water?
I had one fella, I told him to stay close to me, but don't approach me, let me approach you.
Right, very smart.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we went up over one of them waves, then we hit the crest of it. I went down one side and he went down the other, so we got parted there.
Did you ever see him again?
No, that wave could have took you half a mile apart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wasn't that ocean something awful though?
Oh man,
Even in the...
and man, they had them rolling waves all that time.
Yeah.
Any part of it you want.
Even in so-called calm seas,
Yeah.
it was that constant momentum.
Yeah.
And
Darn.
and those...
I'd roll that ship 32 degrees one time.
Yeah.
God darn, that
Yeah.
thing couldn't take much degree on this.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
the danger point was 30-some degrees.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I know our ship was badly damaged. We didn't sink, but we were badly damaged, and we had a 13-degree starboard list, so we couldn't take our planes aboard.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that the flight deck had been shot up by shells and kamikaze planes. Did you ever see any of your planes
No.
when you were in the water?
No. I never saw nothing. Just
There you were, all by yourself.
Yeah, until this DE showed up.
Oh my
God,
God.
man, he a good sight.
And was that a happy sight for you?
Oh, man.
Brother, were you lucky?
Was it?
Were you? The
Man,
good
man.
Lord was watching over you. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, that's amazing. Now, did you see any sharks or anything like that?
No, never had no problems with sharks.
That's good.
Because them underwater explosions probably kept them away.
Oh, I see, sure. That's right, that's right. Well, this is just amazing. I compliment you on you took your training well, you understood survival, and you understood a relationship with another person in the water.
Yeah.
That you approach each other very carefully, you don't panic, all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So here came the Dennis, and the DE.
Yeah.
And did you see men aboard, on board the Dennis? You saw men on the board?
Oh, it was loaded with men.
And they were all looking at you and waving and everything? Isn't that something? Oh, my gosh. Well, you could write a book about that.
I have a reunion every year.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They call it the Taffy 3
Sure.
reunion now. The ships was in Taffy 3.
Yeah, right.
So that makes it a pretty good sized reunion organization.
Sure, because we've lost so many companions,
Yeah.
shipmates and so forth.
Darn.
Well, that's right, and I know that, and I was right nearby when the Sammy B. Roberts
Yeah, they
took
Roberts.
took her final dive to the bottom of the ocean. And she was, of course, the sister ship of the Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's just amazing. You know, there's a wonderful book, I don't know if you like to read or not, but there's a wonderful book that came out about 3 years ago called The Last Stand of the Tin Can Sailors.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful book. It's all about the destroyers and the destroyer escorts of which you were on.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful book. Tell your son you ought to get that out of the library.
read it before.
Have you read it?
He's read it.
Isn't that a great book?
Very good book.
Oh, it's very good. I hope your dad get a chance to know about that. Okay, so then, all right, then you were on board the Dennis, and then where were you headed on that?
We headed to Guam.
Okay,
Then we rode a escort carrier back from that
oh, you did?
to Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
Then in Pearl Harbor, they give us a lays and all that stuff, you know.
sure. Aloha.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was pretty good.
Pretty good duty, yeah, I'll say.
Oh, man, what a welcoming that was.
Oh, I should say so. So did you go ashore?
I don't know where we went ashore or not. I couldn't tell you.
Okay,
Really, because we just got on we rode that escort carrier back to Honolulu, and then we rode the Wasp, not the Wasp, what was the name of that? Franklin?
Yeah, Franklin.
We rode the Franklin back from Honolulu because it was coming back to Bremerton for major repairs.
sure,
First time we got here.
right, yeah. Franklin took some terrible damage.
Oh, man.
Oh, Big Ben, yeah, they called her the Big Ben, yeah.
Ooh, man.
So you got on a big time carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good duty,
Rode
wasn't
that
it?
back to Bremerton.
Yeah. What did it
Then
take,
I gotta leave.
about 6 or 7 days, was it, from Pearl Harbor to Bremerton?
I don't know what the period was at the time, but
Now, did the carrier go unescorted? Was she on her own?
Yeah.
Going back to Bremerton?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, by that time, we had the ocean pretty well secured, and in the eastern stretch, yeah.
We were pretty far out there when we hit the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, I'll say. Well, 6,000, 7,000 miles from
Man, oh
the
man.
mainland,
That's a lot of ship riding.
That's a lot of water, isn't it? Well, I know how you feel, if you feel the same way I did. I had about 3 years of sea duty, because I was out there, I was on 2 other ships before I got on the Kalinan Bay.
Yeah?
But,
I've been there.
yeah, but people say, well, you must have seen a lot. We saw a lot of water. We didn't see much land. Is that right?
Yeah, we had them beer,
Oh, yeah, the beer bus?
yeah, on the island. I don't know where that was, before we hit the Philippines, or
Yeah, I think it was.
we had a beer, where
We had a
was
beer shore party
Yeah,
on one of those little islands.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty.
The guys got drunk on the first can of beer.
That don't make no difference. What the
No.
hell? They's out there putting their lives up on the line.
Absolutely.
What the heck?
Absolutely.
That man her away a little.
Do you remember who your skipper was?
Yeah, McKenna.
McKenna.
Yes,
Captain McKenna.
you're right.
Right. 4-striper.
Very nice person.
Very fine guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was all right.
Yes, he was a sailor's skipper, that's for
Yeah.
sure. I know, I've read about him, I never got to meet him, but I read about him.
He got before we hit Saipan, that's the first time we hit Mary Anderson.
Yeah,
He told us the night before, says, before we hit that island, he says, be sure and take a shower tonight, because I don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold for you.
oh, how about that? He was really concerned for everybody, wasn't he?
See, you're right in the war zone
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, I made a mistake there, he wouldn't have been a captain, he would have been a commander. 3 stripes.
I don't know what he had,
Yeah,
4 or 3.
Well, I think on a DE, he would have been a commander. Because the skippers of the, oh no, I'm sorry, we're talking about the San Lo, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he would have been a four-star.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice
I'm
person.
sorry, I was thinking about
God,
the dentist. Well, what was your duty aboard the San Lo?
take care of the 40 millimeters and the 20 millimeters. Keep the shells loaded in them and
Right.
just maintain them.
These were the anti-aircraft batteries aboard
Yeah.
the small carriers.
40 and 20.
40 millimeter and 20
Yeah,
millimeter.
that's the biggest thing we had, other than that 5-inch on the fan
On the
tail.
fan tail.
Yeah.
Right. Boy, you've got it. I'll tell you, that's right. We're in the same we're in the same situation here. Oh, that is really something. So you were aboard the San Lo for about what? About 2 months?
Let's see, we put it in 43.
Yeah. November of 43 or something like that? What time of the year, do you remember?
August of 43.
August of 43.
Because we went where did we put the ship in commission? We went to San Francisco,
Yeah.
Alameda,
Right,
picked up a load of planes
yeah,
and took them to Australia, Brisbane, Australia. And then we bought a load of wounded veterans from ground campaigns down that area,
mm-hmm.
back with us on the ship.
Oh, you did, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, well, you really had some interesting times, didn't you? Did you ever talk with any of those wounded soldiers and Marines?
Nah, we always had some duty to perform, you know.
I know, you didn't have much time.
Stay with that.
Not much time to socialize. It was wartime, that's right,
Yeah.
you're right, you're right.
There.
Well then, so you came back on the Big Ben
Yeah,
to Bremerton.
right.
Then what happened?
Then I got a 30-day leave.
Right?
Then I went back to Bremerton. Then I got transferred to the East Coast,
Oh,
Newport, Rhode Island.
wow.
Then we went to Philadelphia and put this light cruiser in commission.
What was their name?
Little Rock.
Oh, the Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we went to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and we was on a shakedown cruise there, testing them guns, firing all of them broadside, this and that, and doing different maneuvers.
Right.
And when I didn't see either on a shakedown cruise or, I think it was on that shakedown cruise, the war was completed.
Okay, August of 45.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we put that Little Rock in.
So she never saw action then?
No.
She was a new, she was a brand
She
new.
was headed for that Pacifico.
Right, right. How did you get
That
from?
was a cruiser.
Oh yeah, light cruiser. That was a big ship too. Big ship. How did you get from Bremerton to the East Coast? Did you go by train?
By train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was some ride too, wasn't it? 3,000 miles. Holy cow.
Dirt.
So what was your rate?
I was a Seaman first class, going up for third class gunner's mate. But that never happened because the ship got sunk, you know.
Yeah, right.
But if it lasted, I'd have made third class and then it went right up in line.
Of course, absolutely.
first class.
So you went aboard the Little Rock as a third class gunner's mate?
No, I went as a seaman.
Seaman first.
Then I run whaleboats on that
Oh, you
ship.
did?
Yeah, and go from a gunner's mate to coxswain. Ah, man, running them whaleboats was all right though. That ship almost run me down one time.
Is that right?
This Lord is out there in the middle of the ocean. Then the ship was making approaches on the boat sitting there for tying up to them buoys, you know, in the harbor.
Yeah.
God, dirty, it almost run us down. I said, man, I kick this thing over.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Oh my gosh. Well, that reminds me, you know, one of the sayings in those days was, "Shove off, coxswain, you're loaded." Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, we'd take them, we'd go over and pick them crew members on these whaleboats, and they'd just load them things down to the
Down to the gunnels, huh?
yeah, under the gunnels. That water was right there, you know. I said, man, how much you gonna put in this thing? God damn it. Oh, man. You sure testing this.
Well, I can just see you because that's exactly what I lived with for a couple of years on that ship.
We'd have to have an officer on the whaleboat when we go ashore if it's foggy or anything.
Right.
If it's foggy, up there in Rhode Island, you got a lot of fog.
Yes.
And then there had to be an officer to go with you.
Right. Right. Did you was the Little Rock commissioned in Rhode Island?
No, it's commissioned in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. That's
We rode down
Philadelphia.
to Philadelphia. on
That's where
train.
that's where she was built. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, that must have been something to see that Philadelphia shipyard too. That was a big
Yeah,
layout,
that was a
wasn't
big
it?
thing, yeah.
All kinds of ships
I
there.
had runways
Yeah.
to launch them,
Yeah.
you know. Right there. They had a heck of an operation there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now that thing's all closed down, you know.
Yeah, God, there's all them people.
Oh my, thousands and thousands of workers there,
Yeah.
civilians as well as Navy. Well, so you, were you separated then right after the end of the war
Separated.
from the Navy?
Went to South America. Took a tour of it
Oh, you did?
on this cruiser.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Well,
we
that's
got.
pretty good duty.
Oh man, that was a good duty until we hit Buenos Aires.
Really?
They run us out of there.
They ran you out of there?
They rioted against us.
No kidding.
There's a misunderstanding, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, they is after us.
Well, there were a lot of German sympathizers in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We,
can,
we went to Montevideo, that's right across from Argentina,
right,
Uruguay.
yeah.
We was in there, but we couldn't go into Argentina.
Yeah.
Then we went around Cape Horn, come up to west coast of
Oh, you
South
did?
America.
Wow.
What was it? Peru,
Peru?
Chile.
Chile, Peru?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ecuador? Yeah.
yeah.
Did you put into shore at ports along the coast?
Yeah.
Oh.
Valparaiso, we anchored out,
Uh-huh.
and then we ride the boats in, you know.
Took the small boat into the...
Yeah,
So you went into the city, huh?
yeah.
How about that?
Nice people.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Chileans, yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Very nice people. Well, that's just amazing. You really had some very, very exciting experiences. Oh, my goodness sakes. So then you wound up back at Bremerton on the Little Rock?
Yeah.
Okay. And
No, we wound up back in Norfolk, Virginia.
oh, you went through the canal? Did you go through the canal? Oh my gosh. What a lucky guy you were to have all that good duty. I got none of that. How did you like going through the canal?
That was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that up and down.
Yeah. Through the locks.
Lorry and
Yeah.
lorry or Ranger one way or lorry the other, whichever way it was.
Right. How are we doing on time? Plenty of time? Well, that's, okay, so then you came back and you went through the canal
Yeah,
and then headed up across the Caribbean to where?
to Norfolk.
Back to Norfolk.
Yeah, that's when I had enough points to get out.
Ah,
So
that's it.
I said, well, then the ship was gonna take a tour of Europe.
Oh, yeah. With the 6
Yeah, I said, good, I was kind of anxious to get home. I said, man, I'm going home. You know, that's just,
Now I bet you wish you'd taken that cruise.
I wish I would have now.
Yeah.
But that's hindsight.
Oh, sure. Well, you were anxious to get home to your family and everything.
Yeah.
Now, you weren't married at this time, were you?
No. I never got married till I was 31.
Okay. Okay, you beat me by a year. That's great. Well, then, so you got back to Covington in, what, September of 45 or October of 45, something like that?
Yeah, darn, I better remember. God darn it. I had to go to,
Around March or so of 1946.
March of 46. Okay.
something.
Yeah, that's right, because that would take a long time to do all that you did. Well, I should say so. Well, then, when you got back to Covington, you kissed the Navy goodbye.
Yeah.
Said, so long forever. You didn't want to re-up or anything like that.
No, they give me that, tempted me with that trip to Europe.
Yeah.
Good, damn, it's gonna give me a kick in my rate.
Yeah, oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna put a third stripe on there.
Sure.
One way or the other, coxswain or
Yeah.
gunner's mate.
Gunner's mate or
whatever.
something, right.
Yeah.
Well.
But I said, I'm going home.
I'm going home. So the family welcomed you with open arms, and
Yeah.
You went to work right away when you got home?
I never went to work right away, but I waited a few days, and then I got hooked up with my brother-in-law. He was a nice person,
Mm-hmm.
and I got hooked up with him, and I just stayed with him for 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? How about that? What kind of business were you in?
The barrel and drum business.
Barrel and drum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Manufacturing or
Just
recycling?
buying, selling,
Buying and selling
Yeah.
barrels and drums.
and
How about
bags.
that? How about that? Oh, that's really something. Well, then you got married when you were 31,
Yeah,
so that was oh my gosh, that was 1956.
56.
How about that?
Right.
Yeah. And then you had your son
Yeah, and 2 daughters.
and 2 daughters.
Yeah, they
Isn't that-
all went to college.
Isn't that nice? Wow.
Wife was working at the University of Cincinnati then,
Oh, she was. Okay.
and so she got her education through her working at the
course.
university.
Of course. And at that time, it was still a city a city university.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it became a state university. Well, that's very, very interesting. So you found this life of this 51 years of work with your brother-in-law very satisfying?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
As long as you got to work, what the heck, huh?
Yeah, goddamn, I liked it. You know, you got get out and meet people and
Right,
meet comparators and
sure,
bullshit back with them and
yeah,
you talk their lingo or whatever you
absolutely.
say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you had to learn the trade lingo, didn't you?
Yeah.
And know what the heck you were talking about. Well, golly, that, you know, looking back on that sea duty that you had, let's go back on the Little Rock again. When they started to head for South America, was Buenos Aires the first place you put into or tried to put into? Did you go into Rio, Brazil, or anything?
We went to, what's the name of that island?
You went to Rio.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Okay, all right.
Then we went to Puerto Rico, and then we went to Rio.
Then to Rio.
Had a Christ monument
Yeah,
way up on
big
that
monument
mountain.
there up on the rock in the harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go ashore in Rio?
Yeah,
Did you go to the Copacabana beach?
yeah.
You saw the pretty girls? That'd be the first place sailors would go. The heck with the city, we're going to the beach. Oh my gosh. Any funny stories about that?
No, not really.
What about Sao Paulo?
How about Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo, that's the one we,
You got run out of.
yeah.
You got run out of Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
They rioted us against us up there.
As well as in Buenos Aires, huh?
No, not Buenos Aires.
It happened in Sao Paulo.
Oh, it happened in
Sao
Sao Paulo.
Paulo.
Okay, I got you. All right, so so you were in the harbor, and you were going to go ashore, and they said no, Yankees go home, or what?
What, they made some remark, like some sailor made a pass of the girl downtown. You know, and then they,
Typical.
oh man, they had the fire engines out with them hoses keeping them people off of us. God damn, it was a general riot. Man. Man, they meant to get us.
Well, you've had all kinds of wild experiences. You didn't get hurt or anything, did you?
No.
You didn't get fired or hosed down?
I finally made it back to that railroad station.
Yeah.
Then we had to wait for the train.
Yeah.
And people were up on the overhang up there. In the balcony, like the area you walk around the station.
Sure.
God damn, they throwing everything you can get at us.
Is that right?
We were down below.
Did they throw garbage at you and all that?
Anything you get a hold of.
Is that so? Did you get your uniform dirty?
No. Damn, I survived that.
Well, this is just amazing. Honest to heavens, that is just wonderful to hear these stories. So then out of Sao Paulo, then you went around to up the River Plate to Buenos Aires, right? After you left Brazil?
No, I went to Rio Grande do Sul.
Oh yeah.
Wherever that was at.
Well, that's a
I
very
don't know.
very southern province of Brazil.
Brazil, okay. We went to Rio Grande do Sul
Yeah,
first, then we went to Montevideo,
Uruguay. Yeah,
then we went around Cape Horn,
okay.
was that Cape Horn, wasn't it?
Cape Horn, yeah,
Okay, and then we
Yeah.
come up the west coast to Valparaiso.
right.
Then we went to Lima, Peru.
Oh, you did, got into Lima.
And then we went to, what was that other country you said?
Ecuador,
Ecuador? We
Mhm.
might have pulled in there. Is that through the canal or not?
Callao was Peru. Callao is the port of Lima, because Lima's inland, yeah. So Callao, and then was that the last port before you got to the canal?
No, Peru was the last port we
Yeah.
hit.
Okay.
Before we hit the canal, then we went through the canal, we
Yeah.
pulled to the right there.
Yeah,
And I forget what that country was.
well,
Was that Ecuador or?
no, after the canal,
Yeah,
well, probably Venezuela
Venezuela. God darn, I don't know.
or Colombia maybe.
Colombia.
Colombia.
That's the one we got a little friction with now?
Yeah, off and on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the one then.
Boy, oh boy, you could write a book. I'll tell you, that's just amazing. That is amazing.
Some of them.
Tell me, when you were, before you got to port, before you got ashore, wherever you were you sort of prepped by an officer how to act ashore and how to be peaceful? Don't
you
stir up
always-
any trouble.
Yeah, we're always supposed to be courteous.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep your hands off the girls.
But we could help this incident there in Sao Paulo. That was, they took care of an incident there.
Mm-hmm.
They boarded out front. Then it exploded when they got out front.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
They got them 4 engines out there with a hose and keeping them people off of us. God almighty. God.
Oh, that is truly something. Well, one of the problems, of course, with sailors ashore is liquor or beer. How about that? How about those high-spirited drinks in those foreign countries?
Christ. You got me. Damn, I wouldn't read it. I got lured a few times.
I'll bet. That's not uncommon.
That's in line.
Yeah. They didn't have to carry you aboard the ship, did you?
No.
You managed.
Never.
Got back on your own 2 feet. You were a strong man. You were a very strong man. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, have you written down any of your memoirs or remembrances? Have you written it down?
No, I never did.
You should. But now we've got you on tape, see, and DVD. And when you get this thing from the library eventually, then you'll be able to play it for your family and everybody can see it and listen to what you said. And they'll say, oh, there's Dad telling sea stories again. Well, this has been very, very interesting. I'll tell you.
It is nice to meet a
Well, it's
guy
awfully
from that
nice.
fleet I was in.
Well,
Darn it.
this is amazing that you and I were in the same battle together and maybe 2 miles apart. Who knows? I might have seen you going over the side of the sand lobe, going down that lifeline into the water. You went over hand and
I remember that.
and eased yourself into the water.
Yeah.
How about that? Now, did you push off from the side of the ship with your feet, or you just started swimming?
I just started swimming.
Were you a good
Away
swimmer?
from it.
Were you a good swimmer?
Yeah, I was average
Yeah.
swimmer.
You knew.
I could do all
I
right.
could do it all right. Oh, that's just amazing. I tell you, Adlia, that is just wonderful. Well, thank you again for doing this for us. You're on the History Channel now. And we thank you very, very much. And I think that this wonderful story from this wonderful man has been very well told, and I know that whoever sees this will enjoy it very, very much. Thank you again.
Okay.
Okay.